Well, to texture the lights here, let's go back to Substance Source and see what we can find for these. I've got some reference images over here. I'm just going to click here so we can see them behind. And I don't really know that we can find anything exactly like these, but I think we can get close. Let's give it a try. I'm going to open that back up and let's click Substance Source here. And let's type in headlight. Headlight, well, here we go. So if we scroll down here, what do we have? Well, we've got some nice orange reflector materials here. So let's go ahead and grab one of these. Let's get this. I'll just download this, and there it goes. And then maybe let's use this for both the headlights and the cab lights. I'll download that as well. All right, so let's go back to Substance Painter. And let's create a new folder here on the top. I'll just click here to create a new folder. Let's create that reflector there. So let's type in reflector. And I'll go ahead and right-click and choose Add Mask with Color Selection. Let's click on the Pick Color. And let's just grab that color right there on the reflector. There we go. All right, let's zoom in a bit here. So let's grab that reflector. I think it's, well, it looks like I have two here. So let's just grab this one. I'll click and drag and drop it right here. And there we go. So now we've got that. It doesn't have the pattern on it. And I think that we can adjust that here in the settings. We probably want to increase our scale. Let's drag and drag the scale up. Well, that doesn't really do much for us. So if we scroll all the way down, let's see what else we have. Well, we've got this MDL. I bet you that's it. Let's grab this in here and drag that up and see what, yeah. So if we increase this here, this normal setting here, we can see our texture a little bit better. Let's increase that. We can also increase or decrease the tile. That kind of shrinks it a bit. But I feel like we need to turn it. I feel like it's 90 degrees in the wrong direction here. Let's go back up to the rotation, and maybe I'll just type in 90 here, and let's see how that works. Well, that's pretty good, but I think I still need to go back and do a little bit of adjustment down here. Maybe let's reduce the tile some, and let's see what we can get with the normal. Yeah, that's not bad. Well, maybe I'll bring that tile back up just a bit. Yeah, I think that'll work pretty well. I think maybe we should make it so it isn't quite so glossy there, so maybe we come back up here and increase the roughness a bit, and then maybe increase the roughness variation. Let's try that so it looks a little bit like there's dirt or something on there. Yeah, we can do that. So that looks pretty good. It's a very small part of the whole vehicle, but I think that'll work pretty well. Let me press Shift right mouse button and kind of move the light around. And if we do that, yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, so let's go with that for those. For the headlight, let's create a new group right here. Let's call it headlight. There we go. And then once again, right-click, add mask with color selection, pick a color, and we'll grab the headlight color there. Now, I think we wanted, well, that's kind of cool, but no, I think we wanted this one. This is the one I think I just downloaded. So let me grab this and drop this on here. And once again, we can't really see the texture. So let's scroll down here in the properties, and this MDL section again should help us with that. It's not helping because we need to increase the scale on the UVs. So let's come back up. Increase the scale on the UVs. Yeah, there we go. Now we're seeing that a little bit better. Let's bring this up to maybe 20. Let's try this. Looks like we need to turn it. Slide the rotation a little bit. I personally just kind of want it straight up and down like that. And then let's go back down to that MDL. And let's play with this a bit. So if we increase the tiling. No, I feel like I want to decrease the tiling. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and let's increase the normal just a bit. Yeah, something like that. I think that's fine. Let's also, once again, play with the roughness. Maybe let's increase that roughness variation. Let's try that. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, something like that. And then I'll increase the roughness just a bit. So yeah, we can kind of see that there's some smudges or something on there. All right. So we got the headlight there. Let's kind of do the same thing with this cab light up here. I'll move the light around so we can see it a little bit better. There we go. And let's create a new group. Let's call this cab light. And once again, right click, add a mask with color selection and select that color. And then let's drag this onto that group. And we've got a similar thing going on, so we need to increase the scale. What do we have it at? 20 maybe? And then we go down to MDL down here and increase the normal. Yeah, you can begin to see that there. Okay, so we've got that. That actually looks pretty good just right there. Let me increase that just a bit. All right, and then what let's do is I want to increase the roughness variation a bit. Yeah, so we have some kind of smudges on there. All right, so did we get all the others? Yep, looks like they're there. Okay. All right, so we've got the headlights, the reflectors, the cab lights. Now let's come up and work on those rear view mirrors. It occurs to me that we could use the beginning of this without the MDL settings as a rear view mirror here. Let me rotate the light around so we can see it a little bit better with Shift right mouse button. And once again, let's create a group. We'll call this rear view mirror. And I'll add a mask with color selection again. Pick that color. We've got an orange there. We'll pick that. And let's drag this onto that group once again. And there we go. I mean, that may be just fine. That may be all we need. Let's scroll down to that MDL, or no, not the MDL, the parameters here. And let's just increase the roughness variation here. And there we go. So now it's more of a mirror, but it's got some smudges on it. Yeah, that's kind of what I want, like that. There we go. Okay, so we've got our headlights and the reflector and the cab lights and the rear view mirrors. What do we need to do next? Well, I think maybe we should do these back here, the mud flaps, the wheel, and this strap. Let's see if we can find a material for that strap. If I click on Substance Source, and what do we search for that? I mean, if I type in strap, well, there isn't anything with that keyword. Okay, how about, well, I think it's a canvas type of thing. Yeah, here we go. What about this? Or even a pattern like this, maybe? How about this? I kind of like this, actually. We might be able to make this a military green tan kind of thing. Let's try this. Let's download that. And there it is there. Okay, so what let's do is, well, let me talk about this real quick. Look what I just did. I clicked on it while this was selected. And what it did is it replaced our mirror with that canvas. So you do need to be careful. You can add things to selected materials or groups by just clicking over here if it's selected. And that's what I did. So watch out for that. I'm going to press Control Z. And there we go. Now we have our rear view mirrors back. All right, so for this strap, let's come over here and take a look at this. We want to put this on this strap here. So what let's do is once again select this top group. We'll add a group on top of that. We'll call this tire strap. We'll right click, add mask with color selection, and we'll pick that color there for the strap. Let's now grab this and drag it right on top of that group. And okay, we've got some work to do here. Let's first of all increase the scale so we get it to look a little bit more like canvas. So it looks like I'll just type in 50 here. Let me delete these. Type in 50. So there we go. We've got that. Now I'd like to change the color a bit. Let's come over here, and I want this to be more of a green. So let me pull it into the green just a bit. Drag the value down so it's a little bit darker. Maybe drag the saturation down some. So just trying to find a military type color. And if we scroll down, is there anything else that we can play with that would make it a little bit better? I kind of want to change the color here. So what I'd like to do is click on here, click and hold on the color picker, and then pick this color right here. There we go. So I've got it a little bit closer to the color underneath. So let me just drag this down just a little bit. So it's a little bit darker, but it's still that similar color. All right, I think that's about what I want. It might be, I might bring it down just a little bit darker for this color here. Yeah, something like that. There we go. All right, well, I think we're doing pretty well. Let's, in the next video, we'll work on the mud flaps, the wheels, and we'll also take a look at the wheel over here and maybe begin working on the gun. So that's coming up next.